and welcome to the video. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name's Louise, and if you're returning, welcome back. Today we're going on an adventure to Middle Earth, specifically Hobbiton and the Shire. This was the trip that almost wasn't. When we booked our tickets, we were so excited to book the tour to go and see Hobbiton, but unfortunately the tour got overbooked and so our booking got cancelled, and we were almost like, oh, do we even bother going to New Zealand if we can't go to Hobbiton? But I was like, let's just relax. I'm sure we can book a tour once we get into town and everything will be fine. We did book a tour once we got into town and everything was going just perfectly until the bus decided to break down halfway on our way to Hobbiton. We managed to crawl up all the hills and eventually make it, and boy, was it worth it. We got there and it was an absolutely beautiful summer's day in Hobbiton. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, and the butterflies were flying absolutely everywhere. I was terrified. Despite the butterflies, I absolutely enjoyed myself so much. Hobbiton is such a beautiful place with such attention to detail poured into every aspect of the village. Each hobbit hole had its own theme and personality. I loved how the letterboxes showed what occupation the hobbits living in that hobbit hole had. Our guide took us through Hobbiton and shared some very interesting facts with us about the film and how things were made. And I thought I would share some of my favourite facts with you today in this video. Hobbiton is situated on the Alexander Farm, which is a 1,250 acre working sheep farm in the Waikato region of New Zealand. The story goes that in 1998, location scouts were flying over the Waikato region looking for the perfect place for the hobbits to call home. They flew over the Alexander's farm and saw these grassy knolls and thought that this was the perfect, idyllic place to set up Hobbiton. Filming on the Hobbiton set was supposed to take place in December of 1999, but there wasn't any way to get down into the area where the set was located, and so they needed the assistance of the New Zealand Army to help them build the roads to get down to the set. For the first 3 films, only 39 temporary hobbit holes were built. At the end of filming, which took 3 months, only 17 temporary facades remained on the site. In 2009, Sir Peter Jackson returned to film The Hobbit, and that is when they decided to permanently reconstruct all of the hobbit holes here on the site. There are currently 44 hobbit holes for us to walk around and enjoy. The most mind-boggling fact about Hobbiton is the tree above Bilbo's house. The tree is completely fake and made out of fiberglass. The leaves are made out of silk imported from Taiwan and were attached to the tree one by one. What is even more mind-boggling is that someone was paid to repaint each leaf when they faded in the sun. In Hobbiton, Bilbo's house faces east, and so every sunset that you see in the film is actually a sunrise played in reverse. Another fact that I absolutely adored about Hobbiton was that each of the hobbit houses are built at different scales. Some are built at 60% scale so that it looks like a human-sized person is walking past them, and others are built at 100% scale, and those are used by those playing hobbits. Once I heard the fact about the fake oak tree, I wondered about the other trees and plants that were around Hobbiton. Which were real and which were fake. Honestly, I couldn't tell the difference, no matter how hard and close up I looked. Near the party tree was a maypole. My hubby and a few other members from our tour group joined in to try and figure out how to do this intricate dance. Our tour guide took us to Sam's house and told us a really touching story about the movie. At the end of the films, where they flash forward to the future and Sam has a wife and child, they show a little girl running up to Sam. That little girl is actually the actor Sean Astin's daughter. I think it's so sweet that they captured this special moment on film and that they can treasure it forever. We had built up quite the thirst walking and touring the hobbit holes of Hobbiton, and so it was time to take a little stroll to the pub. On the way, we walked through this beautiful mini rainforest. We emerged from the rainforest on the other side of the Great Lake, down near the mill and the Green Dragon. Next to the Green Dragon was a small building for the blacksmith. The Green Dragon was completed in 2012. There is a specially made beer brewed just for Hobbiton, and my hubby decided to give it a go, while I had a cider. It's clear that the set makers and the prop designers and everybody working on Hobbiton had a real passion for what they were doing and put so much care and love into making this place a reality. It's so wonderful that we get to visit this little part of Middle Earth and escape reality for a few moments. Thank you so much to the Alexanders for preserving this beautiful set and allowing us to come and enjoy it. We headed back to the ship in the repaired bus, and thankfully there were no breakdowns on the way back. When we docked in Wellington, we went on a Lord of the Rings sightseeing tour, which included a visit to the Weta workshop. The Weta workshop is a film effects company who have worked on The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, District 9 and Avatar, to name a few. We weren't allowed to film inside, as some of the props and items that they had in there were still owned by the film companies and not by the Weta workshop itself, so were protected by IP laws. But they did have a few items in the lobby that we could have a look at, and I think you can see how excellent the craftsmanship is into making these amazing props and costumes. After the tour at the Weta workshop, we took a little bus ride over to the set where they filmed the scenes of the Outer Shire. Here they filmed the scene where the hobbits roll down the hill. Our tour guide told us an interesting fact that the stunt doubles were actually children who were trained gymnasts. Here is where the hobbits landed. Merry and Pippin are interested in collecting mushrooms, and then Frodo senses that something's up. He looks down this pathway here, and then they hide underneath a log while a ringwraith stalks them. I hope you've enjoyed listening to all these fun facts about The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings movies. If you have any fun facts, I would absolutely love to hear them. Comment down below. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.